One of the most common questions I get asked, other than how to break into security, is how do I further my career? Oftentimes people would say, I've got 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever years experience. I know more than my boss, I know more than my peers, better qualified to do this, yet somehow I'm still overlooked. But here's where I think a lot of people in, well, not just security, but I think in any knowledge field go wrong is they focus a lot on building up their knowledge and not enough time focusing on how they communicate that knowledge. Let me explain with a diagram. You have knowledge that you acquire, accrue through education, certification, and most importantly, experience. And for many people, this is the be-all and end-all of everything. Knowledge underpins everything, undoubtedly. But knowledge is no good if you cannot share that, communicate that, or derive value from that. Which is where it becomes important to measure the reach that your knowledge has. Let's assume you're a cryptography expert and only you know that you're a cryptography expert. In that case, you've got great knowledge but very little reach. If your team know or your management knows, then that's your reach. Maybe the whole company knows, or even better, people outside of your company in the industry know. So you can take aspects of what you know and see how far it actually reaches out into the world. You can start making assumptions as to where you are. Maybe your knowledge is midway here where you think it is, but you want the whole company to know about it. This here is the fraud zone. It's a very dangerous zone. It's where people have no knowledge of a particular topic, but they like to talk about it. Similar to the fraud zone, there exists the excuses zone. It comprises of people who have varying degrees of knowledge, but they are unable to articulate their knowledge. Instead, so they focus on excuses. Typical excuses are my boss feels threatened by me, or I'm not part of the old boys club, I don't speak the local lingo. And people end up focusing on that more than actual knowledge. Knowledge and reach both have short half-lives. Reach more so than knowledge. Knowledge will decay over time, so if you're the best NT4 expert in the world, it probably means little today than 15 years ago. Now, reach isn't something that happens as a one-off. You don't just write a fantastic blog explaining all the concepts of cryptography, step away and think, good job. It's something you got to plod away at and reinforce time and time again. Prolific, that's the word I'm looking for. You need to be prolific in pushing your knowledge and concepts out there for it to gain traction and eventually take hold. You see that picture right there? That picture of me about to throw up is me getting ready just before my first ever talk at B-Sides London in 2012. I wanted any excuse to get out doing it because it's uncomfortable when you put yourself out there. And since then I've spoken subsequently at other B-Sides events and a couple of others, and I'm glad I've done it because I'm far better than what I was before, and I've been able to share my knowledge with people. It takes a lot of time to work at something time and time again and become known for it. And in the path of it, you're not going to get everything right all the time. You're going to say stuff that people disagree with, or it's just blatantly wrong. That's not a biggie either. You can fix it and you can just carry on going. What I'd say is go out and look at people in the industry who have knowledge and who are good at communicating that knowledge, and then see exactly what steps they're doing in order to get their voice out there, become heard, and become recognized as a respected authority in their field. Some people may blog, some people may podcast, some people may speak, some people might write white papers, and see which one of those you can adopt for yourself. And this doesn't need to be out there in the industry per se, but these are techniques and tips that you can use internally within your enterprise. So you can demonstrate the value of what you know, and everyone starts to adopt some of that knowledge. And if that happens, you'll probably find it easier to make career progression. Stay secure, my friends.